Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And 12 million dislikes. This is monumental, as PewDiePie had put it. YouTube Rewind, this video on the YouTube Spotlight channel, their official channel, has received 12 million dislikes. And to say it's monumental would probably be an understatement. I mean, how do you make a video that's so disliked? And why is it so disliked? Because it's out of touch. So, here on this channel, a lot of times, most of the time, we talk about WWE program. We talk about, we've talked about Blizzard. We've talked about so many other things where people are out of touch. They don't understand what's going on. We talked about a Sonic movie where Paramount just has no idea, how fans were going to react to a redesign of a famous, iconic character. So YouTube just doesn't get it. They don't understand that their current business model is not working for them. They don't understand that people do not think this way as far as the majority goes. And what you got with YouTube Rewind was a bunch of creators being showcased and celebrities. We kick off the video with Will Smith right away talking about Fortnite because that's like the only video game in existence, and there's a whole bunch of a hodgepodge of different little memes and trendy personalities and stuff. You had a mixture in here: K-pop music, Ninja, one of the most controversial streamers, but not exactly the most popular streamers of all time. You're missing quite a few. Case in point, PewDiePie. There was a reference to PewDiePie that I heard because I listened to Proto Mario's analysis of this video before I watched it for myself, because like I said, like all things on YouTube, all things in the news, everything, you gotta go to the original source, and that's exactly what I did. So I sat there for over 8 minutes watching this horrific disaster of a video. And the thing is, like, okay, you watch this video and you say, okay, it's got, good production values. They got some celebrities, they got a John Oliver to do the Fortnite dance, and then they cut to a bunch of other, no-namers doing the Fortnite dance. They got also Trevor Noah also doing a Fortnite dance. Also, it's really clever. And not only did they have those two guys, but they also had some people from BuzzFeed on there. So you see who their friends are. These were the safe YouTubers. Everybody they had here, it doesn't matter how much Ninja got hated on all year and how the guy was a snitch and he's basically like an operative, and he's like nobody's friend. Nobody likes him. But you see like who YouTube holds in high regard. You see who Google holds in high regard. You see, who they deem to be the best. And I looked and I saw a bunch of people where I didn't even know half of them. Like, when you tell me YouTube, I had problems with PewDiePie in the past, but I have no qualms in admitting that the guy is a success. He knows how to be entertaining. He knows what people want to see here on YouTube. And I think the guy has changed and he's matured in a lot of ways. So, I made a negative video of him on here, which became one of my most viewed videos on YouTube. But, I don't really feel the same way. I didn't really like what he's all about, but I was also, learning a lot about YouTube at the time as well. But, PewDiePie gets a little tiny reference where I said it was so brief that I missed it. Also, other YouTubers that I don't really care for, where was Jenna Marbles? Where was Keemstar? Where was Boogie2988? Where were all these YouTubers with the millions of subscribers? And if you actually look and you research some of these people, they don't even have the most subscribers. They don't even have the most views. They chose people who are not even really watched as much as other ones. You would think during YouTube Rewind, it was handpicked. It was hand-selected. A choice few, the so-called chosen ones. The ones that they decided were the ones to be showcased. And you've got to say that, this is supposed to be... They talk about community. And now we're going to talk a little bit more about specifics, because, Brad, you're being very general here. We get a lot of different viewpoints in this video. A lot of, social, political, jabs here and there. Oh, we're feeling good about ourselves type of thing. Things that people are not even really talking about in society, such as, you've got one girl who I don't even know who she is, talking about Asian representation in film and just in entertainment, and I'm like, when was this ever an issue? I mean, honestly, like, I can't recall one person sitting around talking about this issue like it was a problem or anything. I don't see how that was Asian representation. Like, are you kidding me? It's not like, Japan doesn't have a big market of their own movies and entertainment sources. I'm like, okay. I'm like, they have their own video games, their own voice actors. When was this a problem? We get into a whole bunch of other representation, a whole bunch of different, and I see what YouTube's doing. It was a lot of social justice, a lot of social justice warrior personalities. Of course, that's why John Oliver and Trevor Noah, because you ask the internet, and Trevor Noah is like the god of, like, this is the funniest guy of all time. He's super trendy. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing the same, message, like the stuff that they're bringing, up, and like, I'm so happy. Like, you can just see how transparent these people are. They're talking about all these different causes, and, some people on YouTube have done some very nice things for certain causes and charities, and okay, but, it's like, here's the moment of the video where we're gonna, take some time to pat ourselves on the back, and I'm just saying to myself, nobody knows who you are. Okay, this is not a problem, because you would be like, okay, bro, well, if they're doing nice things, why do we need to know who they are? It's just like, okay, on YouTube, there's big names. Like, you wouldn't see an indie film star on a red carpet in Hollywood, because what would be the point? Why would you care about that person? You don't know who they are. So it's the same thing here. Where were all the big YouTubers? They're, putting big name celebrities. Like, it's like the same thing. Like, they're trying to put all these shows out. And I believe that, doesn't Will Smith have like some show in the works for YouTube? Or he worked on something, some type of he's working on some project with YouTube. So many things have gone on this year. I've kind of lost track of it. But the thing is, it's like they're, they had like a whole bunch of slots that were taken up by celebrities. And, people from BuzzFeed, really journalists, like, they have a YouTube channel, yeah, but like, okay, it's like, no one cares so much about BuzzFeed that they need to be in this video. People have worked their asses off this whole entire year. Like, I look at somebody like, one of my biggest inspirations here on YouTube, one of my favorites, James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd. The guy works his fucking ass off, editing these big, sometimes, such high production values, they look like mini movies. You know, the guy takes all of his efforts and applies it, even though he has a whole life going on with a wife and kids and everything, and he takes the time to not only do that video but a bunch of other videos and make sure that he puts together these you know, it's just like, how are you not gonna have somebody like that in the video? Now, of course, maybe some of these people didn't want to appear. You know, it's also very corporate like. Now, if you get an opportunity to appear in a YouTube video like that, that's being presented by YouTube, and they offer it to you, you're gonna turn it down? Of course you're not. So I'm not bad-mouthing anybody in this video, if you notice that. You know, I'm just saying that the way YouTube went about this was all in the wrong ways, and that is why people are thumbing it down. And you could see that, you know, I even thumbed it down. I had to get in on the action. Now, you know, thumbing down videos, it calls attention to it. Remember, you still get interaction points on YouTube for people, you know, taking the time to click your video, taking the time to click the dislike. It was a reaction. Remember, every type of reaction you get is positive one way or another. It works in your favor, you know, because you're interacting. You had that person take the time out of their day. But this was more like, this is different because this isn't a YouTuber. This isn't, you know, somebody on YouTube. This was YouTube themselves. Representatives from YouTube worked to put this presentation together, and people, not just people, but 12 million people took the time to hit this like on it. And that is how much people had disdain for this particular production. Because it's like, we watch these people all year. We support them. We show appreciation towards them. They entertained us. And, you know, you would think that maybe YouTube would reach out to these people and give the people that what we wanted to see. And they've had bad policies all year. You know, people with their subscriber count, you know, disappearing. I mean, I've had issues like that as well. You know, issues with the algorithms really, you know, fucking up people's, you know, making sure that certain people's videos don't get seen, people getting taken off of YouTube, banned from YouTube. But, you know, more specifically, people are really, you know, pissed about a lot of different things. Monetization policies, people who are making a great deal of money on YouTube who actually did deserve it, you know, finding it hard to have their videos monetized, having to, you know, really censor their product and their production, just so they can cater to what YouTube wanted. Freedom was taken away. You know, First Amendment rights were butchered. You had, you know, like I said, back to the algorithm again, you could talk about how people's subscribers, like my own, don't get notified when videos come out. You know, people are like, oh, you know, I didn't know that you did a review. I mentioned another video of, you know, people who take the time. You know, you'd be surprised how many people don't just click your channel, and I would encourage anybody to do so who is a subscriber to this channel. You know, by all means, you know, check back every now and again. You know, I understand people have a busy day, but, you know, if you're interested in seeing my videos, take the time and make sure that you're actually clicking on the channel, because a lot of times people are like, oh, you did a review of this game? Oh, you reviewed this show? You reviewed this movie? I didn't know that. Like, it's surprising. It's like, and I think to myself, like, oh, but I posted. It's like, how could you not see it? You know, they claim they're a subscriber because YouTube has made sure that you don't see that stuff. You see this stuff, the stuff that they want you to see. You know, and it's like, why would they want that? Like, what is their, you know, invested interest in these particular YouTubers? And so that's why it's suspicious. That's why I got thumbed down, because you look at these people and you're like, none of these people were even really that big. Like I said, I named like the big YouTubers on here. You know, PewDiePie with such a huge amount of subscribers. You know, a colossal amount of subscribers. One of the most subscribed to people here on YouTube. And you're only going to make like a 1 or 2 second reference to him in all the 8 minutes. But by all means, like, the most popular person I think was Ninja on there, who people like started to really hate this year. He had a lot of negative press, and it's funny. It's like they'll put him in there, but they wouldn't put like a controversial person like Keemstar. Basically, anybody who is critical of YouTube in any way, or caused any controversy that they deem to be unworthy of appearing in their video and being a representative of them. There was a few too many times where PewDiePie spoke the truth, or made certain videos that YouTube disapproved of. So that's why we got a super cringy video here. I mean, am I missing anything else here? I mean, you had some of these, like Flash cartoon styles. They're not really Flash anymore. I mean, the little cartoons. I forget what they're called, but you had all that sprinkled in there. You had K-pop being played. That Shark Baby song. I mean, super cringy stuff here. It was like, oh dear Lord, am I really like being shown this by YouTube? Like, they're basically saying this was 2018. 2018 was Shark Baby. It was Fortnite. It was K-pop. It was Ninja. It's like, I'm sorry, no. My experience in 2018 on YouTube was much different than that. And according to the 12 million dislikes, many other people feel the same way. This is not YouTube in a nutshell in 2018. Not by a long shot. 2018 for many people on YouTube was very, very, negative experience. The people that did lend a lot of positivity and good spirits were not properly recognized in this video. They were shunned. They were deemed unworthy. Meanwhile, people are getting robbed of their subscribers, robbed of their views, robbed of their monetization. People paychecks from their AdSenses have dropped greatly, where they've had to resort to other financial means. People who worked really hard on YouTube, who spent a lot of money for equipment to up their production values and present a more entertaining and fun to watch product, were punished for no reason at all. I mean, a lot of people here on YouTube who have suffered didn't even do anything edgy or political or anything like that. But it's so funny that you have John Oliver and you have Trevor Noah, for example, who's super political, super edgy, super woke, and everything like that. But, their politics are in line with YouTube. So they're okay. Even though they've said a lot of, hateful comments, they've said things that have upset a lot of people and divided a lot of people. That's just fine. But like I'm saying, you got like Keemstar, who, mouthed it off a little bit too much. He's not edgy in the way we want him to be edgy. So we're not going to put him in there. And Boogie2988, oh, he said a few things that were, we didn't approve of. So, he's not quite right for our video. Never mind the 5 or 6 million subscribers he has, even though they had people in the video who have had less than 1 million subscribers. Which, by my estimation, is not really a big celebrity YouTuber. I'm sorry, but like I'm saying, I don't even like her, but the fact that you didn't even get Jenna Marbles to appear in here, and she's super clean. I mean, you want to talk about someone who doesn't even tread on edgy? It would be her. So, like, why is she not there? Never mind the 20 million subscribers that she has. Someone, who's even bigger than a Boogie2988. 4 times bigger than him, even, just about. And she wasn't even featured. So, this is why it's a total disaster. That, it's like they come out there, and they're just like, oh, this was YouTube. It was all about celebrities, social justice, and just like, basically, if you were on the right side of their version, their interpretation of history, you were allowed in it. And if you weren't, you were omitted. So, That is why it was 12 million, because 12 million people felt that this was not an accurate representation of their YouTube experience. This was a crock of shit. YouTube will decide if they deem you relevant or not. In the end, seems like it's all up to your subscribers, you know. And that's where I end this video, and I ask my subscribers to continue to support me. You know, I'm still growing this channel, and you know, I hope in 2019 that we could grow even bigger. I'm still happy we've made some growth, minimal growth, but it's still there, and I still always keep my hopes up that we could grow even larger. So, you know, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you do so. Click the bell so you get all the notifications, even though you might not. That's why I'm still stressing. Please, if you watch this far, please make sure that you click the channel and you just browse the videos. Watch something that maybe you haven't seen from mine before. You might enjoy it. Like I said, I have a whole list of game reviews now, movie reviews, different topics, you know, guys. So if you might be surprised on what you find. And you could even, like I said, even check out my back catalog of old videos that I have. See how much I've evolved here on YouTube. Might be fun. You'd be doing me a favor, and I'd appreciate it. So, guys, check out some of the content I have posted here. And, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.